goal kicker, Taylor Walker, with a welcome off. Here's Rosselli. Rosselli kicks the goal.
Handball to the excitement machine, McLeod. Left foot goal.
Oh, don't tell me.
He's a superstar.
Don't tell me. Oh! He's yet to kick an AFL goal. Oh, the velvet curtain.
Walker, he's a colossus. He's kicked 5. He's been a handful. He's been the difference.
To cover himself in glory.
He's coming back.
And got there.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Proper Crows podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you're listening in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for your consistent support. Of course, tonight we'll be running through the big round 23 curse-ending, streak-ending, drought-ending win against the Pies from last night, the AFLW result against the Saints, the SANFL loss to the Dogs, some general news and much, much more. Not just myself here this evening. I'm joined by 3 other gentlemen here. Dom, how are you, mate? Welcome aboard.
Good to be back, mate, once again. Seems like I'm FIFO at this point, but very, very glad to actually be able to get on this week after a big Saturday night.
Oh, mate, a massive Saturday night. And Matt, welcome back again for episode number 2 for you, mate.
Thanks for having me. Good to be back. Wasn't expecting to be on today, but here we are, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
Absolutely, mate. We had some very good feedback about your performance last week. You did very well.
Oh, beautiful.
And Dill, how are you going, mate?
Wait, can you hear that? It's a fucking Pies choking. We're so fucking back, baby. Fuck these. We're back. Flag Crows, baby. Good to be here. It's good to be here, boys.
Insane.
Absolutely, mate. It's been a big Saturday night.
Yeah, very big.
Dom, we'll start with you, mate. What was the score from last night?
Oh, mate, wouldn't I like to tell you? So, the Crowies got over the line 9-5-59 to the Pies 5-6-88. Absolute clinic, if you ask me, even though it definitely wasn't.
5-6-88.
Yeah, 88, yeah, that was good. Sorry,
Proper
boys.
math. Proper math.
Proper math. I've gone the wrong way around. 8-8-56. Sorry, lads. I'm very tired. I worked all day today after being out late last night. Goal kickers, Tex with 2, Fogg with 2, and then Thilf, Rankin, Peatling, Curtin coming, all with 1. Pretty good all-round performance, I thought. Maybe. We've got a big conversation to have the stat sheet shortly, I think, but you're never going to complain with a win over the Pies, especially when it's been almost 10 years since we beat them. I was actually at that game as well that we beat them. I forgot about it until my brother mentioned it. It was 2016 Marvel Stadium, one of the first games I actually went to in Melbourne on my own. And yeah, it's nice to have seen both, I guess, but it sucks that it was 10 years in between. But like I said, you're never gonna complain about a loss too much.
Yeah, I'll cut you off there, Dom. That wasn't our last win against Collingwood. It was Scott Thompson's 300th game at Adelaide Oval, 2016. That game at Marvel Stadium when Betts kicked that ripper from the boundary
Was that 2015?
Oh yeah, round 2, 2015.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry, lads. Campaign.
We've got the encyclopedia here tonight,
Yeah,
so
the
we've
proper Crows
got our own
fact-checker.
fact checker. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, changes to the squad this week were interesting. We'll put it like that. So Laird went out with his suspension. Pedler injured. Jones and Burgess were omitted. In came Walker and Smith, who were somewhat expected, obviously, but joined by Grubby Schoenberg and Lockie Murphy. I'll start with you, mate. What were your thoughts on those selections there? I know my thoughts and most of your thoughts, because that was fun reading. But
yeah, we'll start with Grubby. I'm really glad that the Grubby Schoenberg supremacy is back, and I am a big follower of the Grubby Schoenberg supremacy. But the elephant in the room, Lachlan Murphy coming back in. Look, I didn't like it, but I decided that I was going to back Nixie in because what has the selection panel done wrong this year? Really nothing.
yeah,
They've nailed it every time, besides Voldemort running around. Yeah, look, he played a role last night. He went to Josh Dacos and he did what he needed to. We didn't see any of the stupid kamikaze thing that he was doing against Melbourne. He didn't kill anyone, which is good. Didn't hurt himself, which is good. I think he plays next week for what it's worth. You know, we're going against North Melbourne, who beat the mighty Richmond today, and seeing those fans up and about thinking the lid's off, they're all fucked. But I think he plays next week and probably goes to Harry Sheezel after he's 54 and 2 goals too today. But yeah, look, Chris Burgess going out was fine. Pedler going out, he was injured, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I think it was the only call that you could have made because you couldn't bring Billy Dowling in to do that role because Josh Dacos would have made him look silly all night. So, like for like, I wasn't filthy about it.
Yeah. I don't know. After that game against Melbourne, I just didn't think we were going to see him again, and I'd sort of had it in my head that he wasn't coming back, so it was a bit of a shock to see him come back. Like you said, played a role. Farewell game against North next week, maybe. But being serious, he shouldn't be touching the 22 ever again. I mean, played his defensive role, yes, but there were a few
About
times...
to say, I will back him in. He did play that role quite well, but I think that's the only reason he was in the team. And I don't, I think he'll probably play next week purely out of... I think we'll not put the Q in the rack, but I think it'll be not completely full tilt. I think there might be a couple players rested, which means he'll probably hold his spot. I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, especially given we might end up with 2 weeks off within a month if we win a qualifying final. But yeah, I don't know. He did play his role well, and I think that's probably what they expected from him. So whether or not that's enough to keep his spot, I don't know. But I've been a Murphy hater, and I'll always stay a Murphy hater. But he did his job last night, I guess.
Where you going, Matt? Are you sticking up with me and Dom, or are you going with Ben here? Are you a hater or are you on his side?
I think the trajectory of his career has been a bit underwhelming overall, but 100 plus games at the Crows, it's a few conspiracy theories as to why he's still in the team in 2025. But yeah, he's a role player. Like he'll apply effort and all that. But yeah, we definitely needed some more polished forwards moving forward.
Yeah.
I think
we've moved past him. We've moved past him.
No, absolutely. I think there were just a few small moments last night where he pulled out of a couple of contests, which really amplified my thoughts of why the hell are you running around on the field at the moment.
Yeah.
There were, 2 or 3 different ones where, he could have run at the ball and it was up in the air and he's just stepped down to the side. Maybe that was a tactic to go with Dacos, I don't know, but it stuck out so much to see him just sort of pull out a few times, which was disappointing. But like we said, played his role, so we won't hate on him too much. But I don't know. I feel like probably plays next week, maybe not so much more after that. However,
do you think they'll give him a guard of honour next week? And I'm pretty sure he's the only Crows player in our history that's played over 100 games that's never played in a final. Obviously, Ben Key's yet to play in a final, but he's a 2-club player, whereas Murphy's just a 1-club player, and he's played there longer as well.
I think he does deserve a guard of honour. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Marvel Stadium, chair him off, I reckon.
It'd just be the most green setting for it.
It really would.
Put him in highlights on grand final day. Get him spinning around.
Oh, dude. Get him and Jimmy Rowe in the same highlights, I reckon.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ.
This is not a Murphy hate podcast, is it? That's not what I'm for.
Proper Murph hate.
Proper Murph.
I just want to touch as well on Grubby. I actually thought he was quite good once he came on. Like he didn't set the world on fire or anything, but I think he did kind of what we needed him to do as a sub. He was good in and under, laid a few big tackles. Like you take it from a sub. He wasn't, I said.
He's better than Chase Jones.
Yeah, well, that's not hard, mate. I'm better than Chase Jones.
I think it's a wrap for Chase Jones' career, honestly.
He's still got a year left.
But he'll go to Tassie.
Yeah, hopefully Tassie actually comes in. If they don't, we might be stuck for him forever.
It'll get to a point where they'll have to delist him. As unfortunate as it is, because he's one of those players where I think he'll always kind of be a part of the Crows because of, he was a pretty key player when we were, bottom of the league, barely winning games of footy. Like, kind of same
Yeah.
vein as Murph, really. Like, was never really up to it kind of thing, but he still played an important role for a few years there. But yeah, same thing. I can't imagine he's not going to last much longer on the list.
So what are you trading for? A curly whirly and a half drinking pint of Heineken, or?
No, get him in the Naz trade, I reckon.
Yeah, don't mind that, actually. That's not bad.
Haven't St Kilda fans suffered enough?
Oh, you're so right.
Well, moving on from selection. Like we said, it's been 9 years. The curse is finally broken against the Pies. I know us four, we've been to all the MCG games since 2022. All those close losses, all the ones at Adelaide Oval. So it's nice to be on the other end of it. But first quarter wasn't looking great. The Pies jumped out of the blocks. The ball was bouncing the right way for them. They were getting all the calls, and it wasn't looking great. But what were the thoughts and the vibes from the hill from the first quarter? Dom, I was
They weren't good.
around, but
Oh,
what
they
was the
were.
hill like?
They weren't good.
It was incredibly negative. There was a few F's and C's flying around. There was a lot of negativity. We're pretenders, we're frauds, we've been found out, etc. I will say a lot of the Collingwood fans weren't actually that annoying, which is not what I was expecting. They were kind of just doing their own thing, which is random because they've got this reputation, and I reckon they were almost the least. Like the Hawthorn fans were way worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the vibes were not high on the hill. But I think at the same time there was still a little bit of. There was a lot of like calm down. Remember the Hawthorn game? Like we've been starting kind of slow. Just relax, see what happens, and then obviously the rest of the game we fought back in extremely well. But yeah, that first quarter was definitely not ideal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just like everything was just going their way, whether it was, the ball just bouncing the right way, staying in, going out at their opportune times. It was just,
Yeah,
I was a bit
that
worried
bloody
that,
that Jamie Elliott goal is case in point of that. Like that bounce was so perfect straight over Waz's head, I think it was, and it's just like, yep, here we go.
That was woke as hell.
Actually, funnily enough, when Sax guy started playing and his because something must have happened to his microphone because it was cutting in and out.
Yeah.
And Christian looked at me and was like, "Well, we're getting fucking destroyed now." And then after 15 minutes, he's like, "I told you, the Sax guy's the only reason we win, and it fucked up tonight. This is going to be bad, but luckily we still got it done."
I just want to say on the crowd last night, 54,230 odd people. How have they managed to fit that many people into a ground that holds 53?
I'm going to come in. I'm going to come in with a little bit more there. I've got a couple people that I know that look at some of the figures. They reckon it was closer to 60,000 there last night. So they reckon at the game, that 53,000 game, that Phil Walsh showdown, they reckon there was closer to 58,000. And they reckon last night there was closer to 60,000 there because they have X amount of tickets, but a lot of them go corporate and what's not as well. And they said standing room McGarry was fucked. Outside McGarry was fucked. All around the ground was cooked. So they reckon there was actually closer to 60,000 people there last night.
Well, the hill was bad. Like the hill was real bad in terms of like they were trying to clear that path at the back every the security guards were walking past every 5 minutes, and it was just spilling onto the footpath every time because there was so many people on there. Like it was very, very full.
I'm not sure if you guys went straight to the north gate because I went via the south gate and walked all the way to the north gate.
I went through the east gate. East gate, I couldn't move.
I couldn't move at all. During the half-time break, I decided to go to the other end. What I did, I walked all the way up to the top of the east stand just to get all the way down back to the riverbank stand because there was no room for movement on the east stand.
That's smart, to be fair.
Yeah, so I actually think that the call of 60,000 people there last night, I don't think it's very far off because that's the worst I've ever seen it.
I've never encountered like that before.
It was worse than the prelim, which is saying something.
What was it like in the big corporate, Benny? Better than us?
Oh, well, mate, it was when we rolled in, the line for the North Gate was stretched out up through the walkways and the car parks and all of that sort of stuff, and we sort of just rolled past with the corporate tickets and went, we'll go through the corporate gate.
Yeah, well done, mate. Hero.
Yeah, well done, you fucking dog.
But no, watching it was crazy. Like the Southgate when we got there, because we came obviously from the city over the bridge, and the gates hadn't opened yet, and the line was into the bridge. It had started getting onto the bridge there. The East Gate wasn't so bad, but it was still pretty big. And then the North Gate was just packed going back so far. But
Crazy.
yeah, it was
crazy.
Absolutely. And the biggest AFL crowd ever at Adelaide Oval was pretty insane.
Well,
And getting that bird's eye view was just insane. I looked over at you guys on the hill so many times.
Well, that's like for context, my partner's parents got there at 5:30 and couldn't get a seat.
Yeah.
They could not get a seat.
I think the club kind of caused that because they tweeted out that it was sold out and put it out on their socials and then said subject to capacity. So I think a lot of members freaked out and got there like as soon as the gates opened, because I've never seen people get, like members especially, get turned away because I feel like that's not a thing. I can't imagine they're actually going to turn away general admission members, but
It wouldn't happen, and that's why I think they had to fudge some of that numbers there last night. Because if they said there's 60,000 people there, they know they're going to get absolutely bent the fuck over by every single commission that goes on with that oval.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
It's
and I think
interesting.
there was an issue with
proper insurance talk again, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No, I think there was an issue with the gates themselves, and they did open a little bit late too, which probably didn't help. But then, I don't know if you saw, it was either 7 News or 9 News posted some videos earlier of people trying to get through to get to the outside, and it was just carnage. Could not move a single spot around. It was pretty ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't even notice though, because the North Gate, because we got there at probably like, I want to say 6:45 maybe.
We left the casino about 6:30, so it would have been about 20 to 7.
We walked in the North Gate, we waited in line for maybe a minute, if that, went straight to the hill. Like, the hill was pretty full, but like we didn't see any of that until afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is just crazy, but crazy crowd.
Very.
Absolutely. Even leaving, because we hung around a little bit after the game and went back into the function for a bit. So we were probably maybe half an hour after the game finished or so, maybe 30, 45 minutes, and we got out to the bridge and it was still standstill the whole way across. It was just it was insane. I mean, it's credit to everyone who was there, but also sort of lives up to the game of football that we got as well. That was people talk about finals type footy and that sort of stuff. Well, that was it to a T. That was probably one of the best AFL games you'll ever watch, and even with the rain, skills weren't great because it was a bit slippery and wet and everything like that, but it was a great game, Matt. It was just special really, and to be on the right end of it was even better.
Absolutely, mate. As I said, like first time we've beaten Collingwood in general since 2016, and you just go through all the amazing wins we've had over we haven't had many great wins over the last 8 years, but we've had beaten all the big teams. Like we've beaten Melbourne when they won the premiership, Geelong we beat them 2021, Brisbane a few years ago we beat them, and obviously this year, and then to finally beat Collingwood, like it's been a long time in the making.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's very, very special, and credit to this group and Nixie and everyone around the club at the moment. We'll just give a thanks Nix as we do every week.
Yeah, thanks Nix.
Cheers,
I feel like I also need to give a public apology because I don't think I ever said it on the pod. But I had some serious reservations about Jack Holmes as a coach.
Yep.
And man, has he proven me so incredibly wrong. So I think I owe him, personally, an apology because man, he's really is just getting it done, and I feel like I owe him an apology because I was real bullish. I was real unhappy about him remaining in his role, but once again, I've said this multiple times, once again proven that I'm not an AFL coach and I really have no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna back that up there as well. I'm also going to publicly apologise to Jack Homsch, because as a lot of people have pointed out on our recent post about Riley Thilthorpe, I have no idea about the game of AFL football. So I am sorry, and I will reserve all hateful and negative comments towards Matthew Nix's coaching staff for another 5 years. You've got 5 years on me now.
Someone clip that.
Yeah, fair cool.
Clip that.
That's going
Clip
in the
that.
chat.
Clip that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Yeah, Homsey's line, they really were the catalyst of the win last night. Collingwood obviously 71 inside 50s to 37, but we managed to hold them to 8 goals. I think probably Was and Keane are the two that really stand out, but just as a unit, and we've talked about them on so many different occasions this year, the defensive unit is just as strong as anything. 71 inside 50s is absolutely insane to start with to manage that, but to keep Collingwood to 8 goals, very, very impressive. So, yeah, props to them, everyone. Dom, who was your sort of standout from defence last night?
Oh, well, I think it's really a toss of the coin whether or not you go Was or Keane. I'll probably say Was just because he's always going to be more composed with ball in hand than Keno is. Keno still has that little like panic streak about him. But like I said, you can't really separate either of them. They're both, Was I think a bunch of people said it in the chat last night. I've seen it on Twitter. Like, he's getting his blazer tailored already. He should be so entrenched in that All-Australian 22, it's not funny. Keane, I think, has played himself into the 40-man squad. I don't know if he'll get 22, but like you said, 71 inside 50s for only 8 goals. Even if you look at it as scoring shots, that's still outrageously good defense. And I guess it kind of brings up other questions further up the ground, but it's like you said, it was a finals type game, and there's a lot of the time where you think, and I've said as well, some of the time with the amount of inside 50s we give up, sometimes our defense will eventually break, but they just don't. They just keep doing it every week. They just keep getting it done. And it's such an unsung defense. Like, going into the year, I don't think anyone would have expected, especially Mark Keane. I think a lot of Crows fans were bullish on Worrell already. But, even on the pod, we were having conversations about Mark Keane versus Jordan Butts, like who was better. We had Nick Murray as like a stand-in, and he's honestly probably gone down a few rungs in terms of the key defenders we've got now. So I don't think we can really sing the praises of the defense enough. Like, they've kept us in so many games, and we're incredibly lucky to have them back there, because boy, it could have been so bad last night if we didn't.
On the defence, the improvement, specifically since Gather Round. Gather Round was the last time we conceded over 100 points in a game. As much as I can jog my memory, I can't recall a season where we've gone like 15 plus games without conceding 100. Even in years we've been an elite team in the 2000s, 2017. I think this is arguably our strongest cohesive defence I've ever watched as a Crows fan.
Yeah.
It'd be hard pressed to find many better.
Yeah. It's Absolutely. And like I said, they're not no names, but they're just not things you'd expect. Like, you don't expect Max, given Max didn't play last night, but he's only third or fourth year. You probably don't expect him to be at the level he's at. No one expected Mark Keane to be the level he's at. Again, like I said, we were pretty bullish on, but even Hugh Bond has come in and done a pretty important role. Wayne Miller is exceeding all expectation I think any of us had for him at the start of the year. Yeah. There was a lot of question marks when he re-signed, and he's just proven us all wrong. He's in career best form. Mitch Hinge is a rebounding force 90% of the time. He does some dumb shit sometimes.
He's a dog. He is a dog.
Yeah, he's got that dog in him. He really does. It's just, even it's once again, we could almost do a whole pod on it, but I just compare him to the 2017 defense, and it's just, the names in that 2017 defense seem like they should be doing a better job, but they just weren't. Like, this defense is crazy.
Like, I think the best thing is as well, like, we haven't got, basically every single team has got that one big fullback, that you're like, fuck, like, you know who's going to take the best defender. Yeah. Every week, you've got one. Like, we've had a Ben Rutten, a Daniel Talia, Nick Murray in recent years, or a Jordan Butts, or a fucking Mr. Egyptian. But we are at a point now where Mark Keane is basically going to go to their biggest tool, but he's not playing one-on-one on him. He's not giving the tallest defender any sort of respect at all. He's saying, fuck you, I'm going to play 10 meters off you, and when that ball comes in, I'm going to murder you every single time. Every single time. And then you've got Josh Worrell, he's just a dog. He's got that dog in him. He puts himself under the football and says, I don't care if you hit me, I'm bringing it down anyway.
Yep.
You know, and Hugh Bond as well. How do you drop him? We've got Max coming in, but how do you drop him? Tell me.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, great.
You don't do it.
Yeah, but you have to. That's one of the. That's probably the only time where I'm like, look, you've done a cracking role, but we've got a future All-Australian coming back from injury, mate. Like, there's not much we can
He's
do
coming.
for you.
He's coming in. Like, I'm not saying that Max isn't coming back in. Of course, he's coming back in, but
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I don't know. I think there's probably 5 other players that could probably go before him, and then you can even go to a more extent. Brodie Smith, if we are playing on the last day of September, or the last Saturday of September, he has to be in that 23.
Yeah,
he has to be.
Yep.
He has to be.
Put him in the
There
vet.
is no way in hell that he cannot be in the squad. You know.
Yeah, it'll be
So-
it's an interesting combination. Him and Laird. It's the way we're going at the moment. Maybe if we get that far, obviously, it could come down to those two and who makes the squad. Because
Imagine having one of those as the sub in a prelim or something. That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they go. But I suppose all positive problems to have. I mean, I'll touch a bit more on Max a little bit later because got to hear him speak in the aforementioned chairman's function earlier, which was nice. Bit of an update on where he's at and when he might be coming back. So we'll chat about that a bit later on. Another bloke who stood up at the other end of the ground early on was Darcy Fogarty. I mean, we've spoken about him a little bit this year and maybe playing a bit of a different role, but that mark he took for his second goal and, you know, he obviously kicked our first goal as well. He really kept us sort of around the contest and kept us, you know, he played a bit higher up the ground as well, but just kept us in it early on, which was really good and gave us that springboard to come back into the game, that mark, I think, for his second goal. Don't know what you boys thought about that, but I thought he was really good really early.
I've always been very bullish on Fogg, and I think he's a moments kind of player. Like, I don't think he has his games where he'll, you know, kick 5 or whatever, but I think he's more of like he just has a moment, like in the first quarter, everything's going against us, and then he takes a big contested mark and finishes. And even like start of the second quarter, that like leading out of the 50, taking that mark and putting it home from 50, like, I think he's so underrated, and I think, he probably hasn't reached the heights a lot of people wanted him to in terms of being the number 1 key forward, but he doesn't need to be. Like, we've got Filth there now. Like, I think he's borderline the best number 2 in the comp, given there are a few Aaron Norton, etc., that, you know, would probably have him pipped, but, you know, you're never going to complain about having someone like Fogg as your second key forward. Like, he stands up when he needs to, and I think that's all you can really ask him to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When you're in a forward line that's so prominent, I think it's, obviously it's less of a problem as well, because you can just, you know, you've got Filth that pops up, you've got Tex that pops up, he can pop up. It doesn't really matter as much who sort of the main person is, really.
Yeah, I agree.
I think with Fogarty, like, he hasn't scored a great deal of goals since halfway through the year. I think the last time he kicked 4 goals in a game was against Collingwood at the G. After that, he's sort of just contributing with the 1 or 2. But he's taking out, arguably, the best defenders each week. And he stands up crucially in these moments, particularly like the Hawthorn game, first 5 goals of the game, and then he kicks a goal. Last night, first goal of the game gets us sort of going, and then absolutely stands tall in that second half. And I think he's not going to be as good as Thilthorpe is going to be, obviously, but he's going to be crucial for the next 3 to 4 years with this forward line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, absolutely right. Now we spoke about Murph. He was our next point on the run sheet here. Geordie Dawson. He probably didn't have his like flashy, incredible game, but stats wise, 23 touches. He laid 7 tackles, had 7 clearances. He was still himself, really, to put it simply. Went head to head with Nick Dacos. Was very, very good in the guts as per normal and set us up. Obviously took the match sealing mark at the end of the game, which was also good. But Dill, what were your thoughts on Geordie Dawson's game last night, mate?
He just steps up when you need him to. He just steps up. Like, I think if you go back through all of our, you know, close wins but under a goal. If you go into, if you look at the last 3 centre bounces of each game, within the last 10 minutes, look at who wins that centre clearance every single time. It's Jordan Dawson every single time. He puts the team on his back when it's needed. Just the leadership that he's got and the way he's able to sort of carry the team and say, we're here, let's go, get on my shoulders and we'll go as one is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And you know that he's going to pop up and he's going to do his job. If they tag him, he goes forward. It just happens every week. I don't think there's another player in the competition that you're able to rely on as heavy, Like, you hear about Bontempelli, like, whatever. Bont can break a game open. He's on his day, he's the best player in the competition, and it's not close. Do we agree on that?
Yep.
With Bontempelli?
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, you can tag him out of the game. He goes forward, he does fuck all. Jordan Dawson, if he goes forward, he'll kick 2 on your head and then he'll drop back and still have 20, still have 20 touches, 8 marks, 2 goals. I think he's been tagged out of a game once, and that might have been last year, I reckon it was, against maybe Brisbane. I think it might have been. I can't remember what game it was, but it was very, very quiet, and that's the only time that I can remember that Jordan Dawson's been tagged out of a game.
He sort of got shut down a bit in the away showdown this year, but he still had a good game that night.
Yeah, Bergman did a pretty good number
Yes.
on him. But again, he still did what he needed to do, and I think that's kind of the point you were making. Like, if Bont gets tagged, he kind of goes missing, whereas Dawson will still have a couple of moments where you're like, all right, he's still there. Like, he's not completely out of the game. Like, it's very hard to just remove his influence from the game completely, even when he has someone running with him.
Yeah, because he's just able to put himself behind the football as well, and the way that he's just so selfless. He comes across, he takes a mark, and just hands off, and he just gets to the net contest every single time. He makes sure that he plays his role, he plays his man, and he puts everyone else in his back while he's doing it. And I don't think I want anyone else captaining this football club, and that's why he is the All-Australian captain.
Yeah. Do you think he's our best ever captain? Like, we've obviously had Tex.
If he wins a flag, yes, 100%. 100%.
He's easily our most natural leader. He's the most composed leader I've ever seen at the Crows, and honestly, one of the most composed captains I've seen in the last 10 years.
Yeah. I think we've had this conversation before, but maybe we could probably go into a little bit more depth now, just while we're on topic of it. If he wins us a flag, does he go into our best 5 ever?
Yep. That's the no.
I'm yes.
Yes.
Like, I just don't think I can name 5 better players than him.
Rue, McLeod.
And that's probably where it stops without and ahhing.
Goody.
No. I'd say Dawson surpasses him.
You could say probably top 3. Like, genuinely.
It's a big conversation.
It's a very big conversation.
Midweek bye. No, mid-finals. That finals bye. We can maybe have a real good look at that.
Yeah, all have our top 10s.
Yeah.
Compare. I like that. Alright. I will just, while we're talking about Dawson as well, we've already, like, sung his praises, but the fact that he only had 20, as we say only, he had a quiet-ish game and he still had 23 and 7 tackles is insane. And he single-handedly was by far our best midfielder. Like, he had 7 clearances, and I don't think another midfielder had more than 4. Whereas
he started forward as well.
Yeah, and like you look at the Collingwood numbers, and I think Pendlebury and Dacos both had 8. Like, it just comes back to, like, he is so important to that midfield, to the entire club. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. He's so dependable. He's literally the Dependlebury of the Crows.
Just quickly, while you're touching on Dacos and Pendlebury, how fucking good is Nick Dacos? Like, can we just quickly touch on that?
This is proper Crows, not proper.
How good is he?
Take your Nick Dacos propaganda to your personal account.
I'm gonna bring this through to proper Crows. The way that him and Tex went on that video is so good. It is so good.
Yeah, that's true.
People want to carry on about fucking Taylor Walker. Show them that video. Polly Porridge, look at that video, you dog.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to talk about Long because he's a Collingwood player, but I like him. I think he's a good bloke. He flops, but he's a good bloke outside of footy, so good on him.
Do you feel like you'll be a bit irritated if Dacos beats Dawson, say, by 1 or 2 votes in the Brownlow night this year?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would be, but
yeah.
you also can't complain. He's just that good, unfortunately.
Yeah. Look,
Yeah.
it's just. I think what annoyed me as well. Like, I'm not sure if you guys have watched the replay when Dacos kicked that goal last night with 3 minutes to go. The way that the broadcast carried on was ridiculous. For
Yeah, but
fuck's
that
sake.
always happens. The entirety of Fox Footy are Collingwood supporters.
Like, even with the Thilthorpe carry on. Are we going to touch on that? Are we going to touch on the Thilthorpe incident?
Go for it.
Go on. Land a few minerals.
I'm going to land some minerals. I'm going to bring up a few usernames as well. I'm going to fucking name drop some complete idiots. Some fucking idiots. So if you're listening to this and thinking, what's he carrying on about now? I put a tweet out this morning just about the Thilthorpe incident. If you're listening, you're going to know what I'm talking about. You can see it very easily that he has tried to loop the ball up to the umpire. The ball still went to the umpire. It still went to him. There was no implications on anything there, right? The ruckman still have to come over and set themselves up. The umpire still has to get over and set himself up. There is zero ramifications to that fucking result last night, what have happened. And I will tell you right now, if it should have been paid a free kick, the AFL would have come out and apologised by now. But have they? No, they fucking haven't. I'm gonna throw one name out here. Where is he? Where are you, you idiot? There he is. It's a free kick 10 out of 10 times. Guess what? No, it's fucking not, because I wasn't paid last time. Here we are. Kyle Armstrong, Vic Centric. Fuck me. If it was a pie player, you'll be sulking about it. No, we don't. You do it every week. Fuck off. Crows by 3. Let's keep moving.
I will just a little flag on that. John Ralph said the AFL are going through the game tomorrow and will make any further comment required tomorrow. So they still might get an apology, but
I want them to get an apology. How much sweeter it's going to be? Yeah, I will land even more minerals.
We've had 4 apologies in less than 2 years. I think it's time a club like Collingwood gets one.
yeah, that's true.
100%. I mean, and watching all of their fans cry in all of the comment sections is so funny for a team that has been on the right end of that sort of decision for, years, 10 years. They just can't take it on the other end. It's really, really funny to me how many sooks we've had. And obviously our posts on Facebook and Twitter have reached Collingwood fans because we've got a bit of hate on all of them. But I don't know. I'm happy to be on this side of it instead of the other side.
Yeah. Also, I'm just saying, Isaac Cumming was absolutely rage baiting on footy. I can't remember if it was what show it was on, but did you see him when they asked
The
him
Sunday
if it was
Feast
a
this
throw?
morning.
He was like, oh, absolutely it was. I thought it was going to get called back. He knew what he was doing there. That is so funny.
100%. They know they're not going to change it, so why
Yeah.
not? The amount of times
in the moment of the game, and this has happened essentially just outside the goal square. The umpire can't really see if Keys has thrown the ball or not, so you got to assume that he's handballed the ball. You're not going to just disallow a goal just because of what if.
Yeah.
The Mark Keane throw is hilarious. Have you always seen that one?
Yeah, they're both rugby throws.
It's so good. The Keane one is so good. He hasn't even attempted to handball it. He just double hand through it.
Keys at least kind of looks like he's at least tried to fake it at the end and make a fist, whereas Keane literally just it's a bit grim to be honest, but I don't care.
Was it the second quarter or the first quarter? We won't talk about the Jamie Elliott throw to Nick Dacos, which landed in a Collingwood goal as well. They haven't mentioned.
Oh yeah, all the Perryman deliberate as well.
Or the Lockie Schultz holding the ball in the middle of the ground, but that doesn't suit the Collingwood Vic bias.
Or the Wayne Miller
agenda.
Or the Wayne Miller assault as well.
Yeah.
Jesus, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Well, either way, Crows won by 3. That's all that really matters for us here.
Yeah. Keep crying on Twitter, you idiots. What trophy do you win for crying on Twitter? I'm just wondering. How many premiership points do you get? Just wondering.
Absolutely. And of course, that gets us over the mental hump, I think, as well, which is a big thing going into finals this year. You get over that mental block of not beating Collingwood for so long. Before the game last night, it was Tex and it was Smith who played in a win against Collingwood. Now pretty much the whole squad, obviously, have participated in a win. So that was good to see. hopefully, if we meet them in the finals, whatever it may be, that builds a bit of confidence for us. We'll move on now to some feedback from the listeners, and Twitter was pumping last night, obviously, as Dill ran you through. Facebook, we have got Bob Dunn, who sums it up pretty well. Fantastic result. Not much to it. Pretty simple. George says, finals will break you, cows. I'm assuming that's a Port fan who's somehow found their way to our comments. Speak to me, George, wherever the hell you're sitting on the ladder. Where have we got the video on Twitter?
I'm just saying also, calling us cows just murders me for some reason. It's so funny. They think it's offensive and it just makes me laugh.
It's just so early 2010s Facebook, that crap.
Yeah,
Like Wharfies.
Have you seen all the ones
Wharfies
today?
in the
Adelaide
Ferals.
throw?
Fruit tingles.
Adelaide throws is funny, to be fair. I think that's good banter. Like, that's funny.
No, we've pissed off that many people that even abusing us on TikTok.
Oh, man.
Cope 12-year-olds.
Yeah, well
Yeah.
said.
Yes, AFC are back. We have got Sportsy at AFootyFan28, who's a Pies fan but said GG, y'all deserve the win. So thanks very much to him. Big respect.
And then he got cooked in the reply. He got cooked in the replies as well.
Yeah, someone was like, no, they didn't. We've got at MC_KG who said throwies, asterisk.
Throwies.
James Payne said, I nearly died. Huge mood. That whole last 2 minutes, I was like, oh, it's going to happen again. But we were right. Dave Carnivale says, proper dub. Very, very
Hell
well
yeah.
said there
Slower.
for you, Dave. And then other than that, it's just all people getting around the boys and, basically saying how we got over that mental hurdle. Special shout out as well, actually, to Swainstagram over on Instagram, who commented Crows by 3 on our pre-game poll of predictions for the game. So shout out to you. Very, very well done. We'll move on now to our votes for the game.
Can I ask a question before we get to the votes real quick? Just because
Go ahead.
it's been on my mind, and I'll probably be a minority here, but is anyone concerned about the stat sheet? Because I'm still slightly... I know that we still won and we keep doing it when we probably shouldn't, but it's just freaking me out that some of these games...
Good teams just get it done. Like, good teams just get it done. And that's what I've been saying. Like, if you look at what Collingwood did in 2023, they fuck themselves so many times but still won. Don't know how they did it, but they fucking did it. Good teams just get it.
A lot of questionable umpiring in some of those close games. Not all. They were very good in some of those close wins. They shouldn't have won, but they did. But to have a bit of assistance here and there, can't complain.
But you could say the same thing about us last night though, with the keys one and all that sort of stuff. You could say exactly the same thing, but you need luck to win a flag. You need a little bit of luck to go your way.
And I will say, it's a different feeling now than it was in terms of. Even when we're getting dominated, I still feel like we're never truly out of the game, and probably a little bit of that is how rock solid the defense is. And it's definitely, I don't think I've ever, even last night, I was nervous, but there was never, I didn't have that existential dread that I've had the past couple of years where it was like, oh God, I've seen this film before, we know how this ends. I was still pretty bullish that we'd get it done.
But you know why, Dom? You know why?
Why, mate?
Because we haven't gone woke.
That's true.
We haven't gone woke. We haven't given into the woke left. We're here to play football and just fucking face down, ass up, just fucking get our hands dirty. That's why. No woke nonsense around this. It's a real, it's a real Sam Allardyce type of outfit. 4-4-2, play football.
Yeah. Tony Pulis, Stoke City days. proper cromble. I'm not going to say that word on here. Crow's ball.
Yeah,
Cromble.
Crow ball. No sleeping on the floor in my partner's bedroom or anything from any of our Crows players.
No, they love the wives and they love their partners' wives equally.
Well said. Oh God.
Big up.
Yeah, well
Actually, big ups to Ken Hinkley. Fucking over Nazaya. He's coming to the Crows. He's, trying blowing the club up. Big ups to him, actually. Josh Carr, enjoy that one, brother.
All right, sorry, Benny, for that. Back to the votes.
moving swiftly on, maybe a few beeps in the last couple of seconds there if you're listening in a bit later on. We'll start with the one vote from last night. And Dom, we'll start with you, mate. Who gets your one vote?
This is honestly difficult. But I think it has to go to Wayne Miller. He was so composed on the ball. He did his usual break in every tackle that was laid on him. His ball use was excellent. And that was kind of underappreciated because there was a few times where we were bogged down in that defensive 50, couldn't get it out, and then he'd find someone. He'd find an exit kick, which was very, very needed in that game. So I think there's a few you could throw it over. Like obviously Dawson was his usual self. Cumming was really, really good last night. Curtin had a few really important moments, like that big contested mark on the wing, but yeah, I think Miller, he was very important.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. How about you, Matt?
For the one vote or two votes, are we up to?
One vote from you, yeah.
No, I was going to give one vote to Miller as well. I honestly think that's probably his best game for the club, at least in the last 5 years or so. A lot of people obviously had their doubts, myself included, whether he was still going to be good enough to even get into this team this year. He's played pretty much every game aside from the game against Melbourne. He's just been very underrated, and I think obviously going forward into the finals, he'll be a very important player.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dill, how about you for one vote?
50-50 on this. I was going to go to a Wayne Miller, but I think I'm going to go just because of the way that he sort of controlled the midfield at times, the clearances. I think Jake Saligo last night played a very underrated game of football. Just the way that he was sort of able to get to the outside and sort of supply that leading high half forward, I thought was great. It could have gone to Miller, but I think we've all gone Miller one vote, so I'm going to go a bit off trend here and go Jakey Saligo one.
Yeah, I don't mind that. So I was actually tossing up between Solly and Miller and myself as well. I'll join you. I'll go Jake Saligo as well for the one vote. I thought he was very, very good. So we'll split the votes there.
Proper
Dom,
sheep.
who you got for your two?
Well, I think it's going to be a consensus one or two, one way or the other between all of us, but I've got Mark Keane at number 2. Again, 23 touches. He had almost 700 metres gained, 8 marks. He, proved once again he's one of the best intercept players in the comp. We've already talked about the defence enough. I don't think I really need to add much, but yeah, Keano for the 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, how about you?
Oh, it's a tough one. I'll probably give it to Worrell. Actually, no, I'll go with Keane. I think it's pretty basic. I'll go my 2 and 3, actually. It'll be Keane will be 2 and Worrell 3, just because of just how obviously elite tier the defending was last night against a very good side. And to somehow keep a team to under 8 goals or 8 goals and 8 points from 71 inside 50s, it's a credit to the defence. They were clearly the best on ground.
Yeah, 100%. Well, my 2 and my 3 are the same as well. Dill, how about you?
Exactly the same.
Yep, same. I got Worrell with 3 as well.
Yeah, it's just, simply had to be. It was just, rock solid from them all night and getting peppered by, 71 inside 50s. It was a credit to them to hold them to 8 goals, 8. Fantastic work from them, and hopefully they'll be a big part of our finals push and able to keep a few, hot and firing sides quiet as well. But we'll see how we go. Speaking of finals, last night's win locks in a top 2 spot, so we'll be having 2 home finals. We'll be hosting a qualifying final and put ourselves into a good spot to hopefully get ourselves through to a home prelim, but obviously not getting too far ahead of ourselves at this stage. But, looking at the ladder predictor, could be the old Suns coming back to town again for the qualifying final.
Oh, dude.
Please.
I think Gold Coast will miss the top 4 narrowly by percentage, and that's assuming Collingwood put up a big win against Melbourne, which I think they will. Just Collingwood, if they got the 4th spot up for grabs, they'll probably nick it. And I think, obviously, Gold Coast on Friday night against Port, it's a losable game for them. They've never won at Adelaide Oval, and obviously it's a massive occasion for Port with the great man Ken Hinkley and Travis Boak departing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. The Pies are the other team who are probably looking around that 4th spot. So, Yeah, a rematch against them in a qualifying final would have me very, very nervous. And not that I don't back our players in to get the win. It's just probably the aura of the Pies, really, and come finals.
The aura. Ben, I'm going to stop you there. Fucking redact that comment right now.
Oh no, you know what he's talking about, bro. Don't be like that.
In comparison to Gold Coast and Collingwood, there's obviously a difference in aura.
There's a much more intimidating opponent between those two.
100%. But we can't we can't be sitting here trying to aura farm Collingwood.
No, but they'd be saying the same thing. They don't want to come back to Adelaide and play us at Adelaide Oval.
Well, actually,
They would rather come here than fucking go to Brisbane.
On that
No,
comment,
not really.
actually,
I don't know about that.
Collingwood won at the Gabba this year by 9 goals. They'd much rather play there than Adelaide Oval.
Brisbane haven't been that good at home. They're almost better away than you almost rather play them at the Gabba than here.
Brisbane have lost to the Giants, Swans, and Melbourne all at home this year. Something that the Crows would never do under Matthew Dix.
Facts, dude.
Yeah.
Facts. Incredibly well said.
Could we say that the Gabba's gone woke with country roads? Is that why they're not winning?
It's all over there, I reckon.
Charlie Cameron's just gone MIA for most of this year, and he'd be pretty lucky to get a game at this point.
Oh, Kane Corns is on his ass, and it's so funny, and I low-key agree with it. He thinks he needs to be in the VFL, and I kind of agree. Like, he's just done nothing this year, but...
They won't drop him for the finals, though.
No
He's
way.
too worried about getting his fucking double handlebar celebration going, the weak prick.
Insane cope.
It's an interesting one, but actually, Dom, on your mention of them not wanting to come here, I bookmarked a couple of tweets, which hopefully we can come back to in a couple of weeks. A couple of Pies fans who said, that's the matchup we want 3 weeks' time, the Crows host us in a final. And then the other one replied to it saying, would feel really good about playing the Crows after tonight's game.
Interesting.
So maybe they do want to come back. But, no.
I kind of understand it, because like we touched on, they did dominate us on the stat sheet, but there would be... It's a final. We'd have Rash back. We'd have Max back. Something would give. It would be different. I don't think it would follow the same script of this game. I think it would still be a defensive slog, because when Collingwood are at their best, they are one of the best defensive teams in the comp, as are we. So I think it would still be a slog, but I don't think it would be as one-sided on the stat sheet as it was last night.
Yeah. No, I tend to agree. And what I mean for the aura, not that I do need to clarify it, but for those in the room not understanding, is obviously the Pies are a very good side. Been up for many years, and their dip in form over the last 6 weeks, it just feels like it's one of those things where it can't go on forever. Maybe Melbourne could be the Kickstarter. I don't know. I just don't really want them in a qualifying final.
If you look at Sydney...
Can't go on like this, can it? Yes, it can.
If you look at Sydney last year, they obviously went on a massive losing run towards the end of the year, and they still got to a grand final, although they did nothing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly right. But we'll see how we go.
Like I said, if you get given the option of, hey, do you want to play Gold Coast or Collingwood, there's a much more appealing option there.
Yeah.
We just got to, obviously, I'd rather play Gold Coast, and you're very right, Matt, in the sense that it's not going to shock me if Port pull one out and the Suns lose. But on paper, they should be pumping them by 10 goals, and they should be pumping Essendon by 15 goals. Whether or not that actually happens,
The Suns make the 4. Like, I just don't see a world where they don't. And I'm happy to put money on the line here. We've got to gamble responsibly, but I'm more than happy I'm more than happy to drop a couple bands on the fact that they make the top 4.
I don't know. It'd be close.
They don't lose to Port. They don't lose to Port on Friday night, and they don't lose a Wednesday night fixture that nobody gives a fuck about besides them.
Oh no, they're not going to lose that Wednesday night. That's locked in. If they need to win to make top 4, they're going to win by. Actually, you know what? That's a real Gold Coast thing to do. They need to win by 10 goals, and they only get it done by 2. But
you just know that Noah Anderson is going to come out and aura farm and send Hinkley and Boak off and not give a fuck. It's what's going to happen.
As I said earlier,
by 25 goals on Friday night.
Gold Coast have never won at Adelaide Oval, and they just constantly play poorly there. But obviously, they're playing the worst Port Adelaide team at the Adelaide Oval, during the Adelaide Oval era, that is, so there's a very good chance they'll win.
Like, did we watch the same Port Adelaide yesterday? They were disgraceful. Harry Mackay dropped 7 on their ass.
Yeah, they're garbage, but it is... You have to factor in the Ken Boak era coming to an end. I still don't think... Don't get me wrong, I still don't think they're going to win. They're garbage, but
They haven't been playing. They haven't been playing for Kent for 12 months. They're not just going to step up now.
I think they will, but don't get me wrong. Gold Coast are going to win. It's just the percentage boost, whether or not they get it.
Like no Ollie Wines either. Good luck.
Yeah, we'll see.
Nah, see how they go. But anyway, regardless, we're hosting 2 home finals. We've put ourselves in a very good spot. So, and maybe we finish second. Depending on how much percentage Geelong make up. But I don't think they'll be catching us anyway. Regardless.
If we lose to North, mate.
I'll probably get booted from the chat for even mentioning this. But the last time we got our pants pulled down by North away from home in a year where we made a grand final.
2017.
Yes, I mean, I'm not saying it's a good omen, but it's not the end of the world.
I was at the Carlton Collingwood game that day where Daisy Thomas kicked that goal and gave it absolutely large in the pocket.
I was at Blackstone Arena that day, freezing my ass off, wanting to die.
Proper pro.
An all-time stinker of an away day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
I don't think
stinker and
there's going
hooks.
to be a 15-goal breeze blowing to one end of Marble Stadium. It's a bit different to Tasmania.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe if they pump the air cons as high as they can, we might get a bit going. But
Yeah, see what happens.
over there, I think.
They'll probably open the roof, no one else.
Yeah, just to try it out.
Yeah.
Next
Bring back open roof games at Marvel, by the way.
Yeah, slower.
I mean, obviously, it's a painful memory, the Buddy goal, but I just love the ambience of an open roof at Marvel.
Yeah, it's not bad. I remember watching the under-18 championships there in 2017, and it was unreal. I love having the roof open.
They haven't opened the roof there in about 3 or 4 years, like since the COVID season 2021 when they had to, because apparently roof stadiums cause COVID. I'm not a medical expert. I'm no Nicholas Spurrier. What an embarrassing time.
Roof stadiums cause COVID.
This is a football podcast, so yes, we'll move on.
Proper health talk.
Anyway, next dot point here we've got a report came out this morning from a Fox Sports journalist saying that Naz is leaning towards the Crows if he were to leave. And, well, probably, not a quote-unquote 2-horse race as it was before, even though we tabled a huge offer in February. But very positive signs. Very, very positive signs coming out from that situation there. And if we can land Naz, we're talking dynasties, mate. It's,
I was skeptical, and then David Zeta retweeted it, and John Ralph quoted it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, now we're getting serious."
Yeah.
So it's
100%.
massive news. I feel like it's something we all were kind of expecting. Like our good friend Ambrose kind of said, if he leaves, it's flags versus fun. Like, does he want to skip around with his mates like a certain Jack Lukosius did, or does he want to win premierships? And
A few Yotchi sessions and lockers and yes.
that's
Yeah,
the
like, I
thing.
just don't understand the fucking narrative of he's going to play with his friends. They're going to be living in the same city, you fucking moron.
To be fair, Jack Lukosius did kind of set the precedent for that. Grew up a Crows fan and then wanted to go hold hands with Connor Rosie.
But
So.
Jack Lukosius is a dickhead. Did you not hear what he said in that fucking like?
I
Did we not? Like,
Lukosius-
he literally said, "I will refuse to play down back." Yeah, rule team play you are fucking moron.
Lukosius is the worst signing since Chelsea signed Fernando Torres 15 years ago.
He won them a Champions League. What do you mean?
No, I mean in terms of price at the time, he obviously fucking did well a year later, but 50 million.
Wait, hang on. I need it, Matthew Campaign. I have a very important question for you. Would you rather trade a first-round pick for Jack Lukosius or redraft Fisher Mackesy?
Just anything that doesn't involve Fisher Mackesy.
Okay, so that's where the line is, Fisher Mackesy.
I mean, I apologise to the Mackesy clan, but that was a dark period to be a Crows fan, and I just like to entirely forget that ever happened. And
What do you mean? I'd love the Tuesday 4:45 time slot.
Mackesy Mondays were an experience in 2020. And, all the best playing for the St Kilda Sharks or whoever the fuck they're called. I don't know who they are.
Oh my god. Doesn't he have like a fucking well-being podcast now or something?
Well-being for Crows fans during that point would have been good. Sorry for the randomly out of the blue reason.
No, That's why I asked, because I knew you'd have some strong opinions on it. I wanted to gauge where the Jack Lukosius thoughts were.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
Oh, man.
we're in greener pastures now, and we're talking about getting Naz to the club, so it's all right. We've come out the other end, and we're all good. Be interesting to see if the club can get it done. I mean, if he wants to leave, most deals get done when a player requests to leave. It'll be interesting to see what we give up. To go
I think.
back
Well,
to him, but
can we trade 2 picks now?
I
Yeah.
think
Like
so,
2
yeah.
firsts in a row.
Yeah,
Has that come in now?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, we'll give what 3 first rounders then. We'll give this year's, next year's after. Done.
Yeah,
And
probably.
Chase Jones.
Yeah, Chase. Honestly, Lockie Shoal. I feel like that's not a bad trade bait.
Yeah, not a bad shout.
He's AFL proven. He's inconsistent, but he's proven. I mean, based on half of Crow's Twitter, Charlie Edwards and Billy Dowling will be requesting a trade anyway, so might as well package them up and send them over. But it's one of those things where if he requests a trade to us, it'll get done somehow. Like, all you got to do is there's never been a big trade that hasn't gone through. Like, it's always the club always gets screwed. Like, realistically, Saints probably aren't going to get what he's worth, regardless as to if he comes to the Crows or Port, if he leaves. Like, even the Dangerfield trade, he's a generational talent, Brownlow
Dean
medalist.
Gore.
Dean Gore at, like, pick 9, pick 28. Like, come on, man.
Dean Gore, unfortunately, didn't live up to Dangerfield's billing.
Just
Yeah,
didn't quite
what's
get there.
He was,
Yeah, Yeah, I don't quite think that he
Yeah,
got there. He tried his best, but I don't quite think he got there.
Yeah, I think we may have lost that trade, unfortunately.
it's okay. No, Dean Gore, he only needs 9 All-Australians to catch Dangerfield. He's not that far behind.
He could
Oh.
still come back, bro. I promise.
Yeah, I swear to God, please believe me. Oh, man.
Next up on the news here, so as I mentioned earlier, chairman's function, we got to hear Max talk. He's on track, hopefully, to put his hand up for the first final, and suggested he'll probably play in that SANFL game between round 24 and the first final. So probably looking to play 50% game time in that one, and then be cherry ripe and ready to go for the first final. Obviously, soft tissue injuries, you can't always predict it fully, but he said he'll probably return to the main group this week, and then should be right and ready to go, all going well with the recovery. So would be good to have Max back for that first final. Didn't touch on any of the other injuries, so can't tell you much about Rash at the moment, anything other than what's been released, but fingers crossed both of them come back into that squad for the first finals, because geez, imagine it's going to be massive. It'll be Tex 300 at home, those boys back, Adelaide Oval pumping, special.
Oh, yeah. Do we think Tex might be rested next week?
No.
No,
No.
with a pre-finals bye, it's no point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
But-
no.
Yeah.
He needs to be playing.
Like, top spot is still up for grabs. We're not going to just rest players. Obviously, top 2 is sealed, and so you get the same outcome. But it would be a great thing to achieve a first place finish.
Yeah, it's if we finish top, it's the biggest rise in AFL VFL history. So
Well, I don't think a team has ever gone from 15th to first.
no, I think the biggest was Collingwood, and they were 16th to 4th or something.
But like in terms of going from nowhere to first, like
Yeah, that's
Melbourne in 2020 finished 9th and then finished first year after. But it's very uncommon a team will go from outside the top 8.
Yeah.
well, that would be the only team that's gone from bottom 4 to finishing first in the last.
Yeah,
Ever.
we would be.
Literally ever.
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
ever.
so-
2010 West Coast won the Spoon. They finished 3rd or 4th the year after. So it's a similar comparison, but even that wasn't as impressive as what the Crows have done this year.
Yeah, how much
right.
net did they have in their system, though, when they did that?
Yeah.
Nah, none by then. They're off.
Yeah, they would detox by then.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, other than that, Matt Crouch and partner Ellie expecting baby number 3. Congratulations to them. I feel like every week we've got a baby announcement. We're going to have a few father-sons come 10 to 15.
They're rooting hard, and I respect it.
Wasn't
man.
Matt Crouch supposed to be resting his hip?
Yeah, I was going to say, he was he pulled out of the
interesting.
SANFL late.
I think that's why he's injured. A few hip thrusts.
Yeah, about to say, what are you doing? A few fucking pelvic
He's
floor
got-
exercises.
He's got that dog in him.
Good on him. You got to do something when you're injured, I guess.
Absolutely. So congratulations to Matt and Ellie. Moving on to the next point, the AFLW team kicked off their season today with a 22-point loss to the Saints. A very surprise loss, very inaccurate. But one thing we can lean on is Noffy being Noffy. 29 touches, 3 marks, 8 tackles was herself. India Rashid, she is going to be an absolute star. Had 6.
Yeah, she's going to be a weapon. She's going to be a weapon.
Genuine jet. She is very special talent. Maddie Newman, AAMN, another very good game from her. 23 touches, kicked a snag, 5 marks. Neve Kelly, a good game as well. I don't know. It
was incredibly frustrating to watch the first half because they were so I only got to see the first half because I was at work. But they were just uncharacteristically fumbly.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly frustrating to watch. As I think we've probably got really high expectations given the success, but they got bullied in the midfield. The St Kilda's pressure was ridiculous. It was just insane to watch. It was so frustrating, and I'm kind of glad I didn't watch the second half because I was at work. But
yeah, I'm gonna put it pretty plain and simple. We are shit. We are shit. It's going to be a very long season.
It does seem
be
like we're a bit cooked.
Yeah, it's going to be a very long season, I think, for the girls. But I'm keen to get out to a few games.
The forward line was just weird. Gouldy was in there, Eloise Jones came back, Ponta barely touched the ball. It was weird. There was just no. The forward line was just not functioning in the slightest, which is weird because they're normally so reliable. But I said, it was very frustrating.
What's been the real issue with them the last couple of years is really the delivery to it. There's no structure going forward, and it's highlighted in the stats here. We had 50 inside 50s to 28, and we kicked 2 goals.
Collingwood-esque, it's even worse, Jesus.
Yeah, so it was pretty grim. I mean, it's been a problem that you've sort of identified from, as I said, 2 to 3 years ago. It's been a bit of an issue where it's just a lot of bomb in hope. Hopefully it gets to Caitlin Gould. If not, in a bit of trouble, ball goes out, comes back, same thing. So hopefully just a case of a few girls obviously coming back from injury, a couple of debutants, and the girls get rolling at the first home game next week against Geelong. But tough start to the AFLW season. But,
I will say one thing though, touching on it, you can see how much the competition has actually progressed. They're actually trying to move the ball through the corridor now, get a few handball link up the chain. So it is really good to see that it is progressing into a very watchable product now. Obviously, there was a few tough seasons there, but it's really starting to hit its straps there. So I hope more people do give it a chance because it is a very good product, and you're starting to see a few of the young kids get through now. Some of these 18-year-olds coming through are genuine weapons. They've been playing since they were 10 years old now. So it's very good to see. It's exciting to see the game grow in that aspect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll tell you who is going to be a very special talent is Ash Centra from Collingwood. Played her first game on Thursday night. She's going to be a remarkable talent. But like you said, there's a lot of these girls coming through.
Once she goes through the midfield, she's going to be scary to watch as a midfielder because she played forward that whole game. But I don't care. We've got India Rashid. I don't give a fuck about Ash Centra.
Yeah. It is very cool though seeing all the AFL men's teams posting the little bounce that she did. I've never seen anyone do that before ever.
Yep.
Ash Centra. That's the first time I've ever seen anyone do anything like it.
That's a ridiculous skill to have.
It is, and I was trying to do it today. Me and my missus went down for a kick of the footy, and I was making myself look like an absolute sped. So,
mate, you always look like a sped kicking the footy. That's not that hard, but
good one, Coward.
Thanks,
mate.
Mate.
Good one, Coward. Yeah,
thanks, mate.
Weak prick. There's only one footballer in this chat, and it's Mr. Campaign. I'm not going to dox him, say where he plays, but
I mean, I play for a team that has not won a game this year. We are I'm just grateful to play at 30 years old. It's not for someone with little to no talent, just doing what he loves, playing the game he loves.
Are we talking about Lachlan Murphy? Or?
Yeah, I was about to say, why are you talking about Murph right now? We already did that, mate.
Next week, mate, or what?
What do you reckon your average losing margin is this season, Campaign?
We didn't lose by 100 points on the weekend. We played decent. We actually won a quarter.
Dude.
Yeah, it was an emotional game to be into. Only lose by 9 goals. It's very, very happy with that.
Coach up.
I mean, I don't think a podcast is describing local football D-grade local football could get many viewers. So yeah, let's move on.
Imagine what Ross could do with that list, though.
Yeah, imagine what Ross. I'm just trying to give Bevo the list, see what happens real quick. I'm just trying to see something.
Oh, let's keep moving.
Indeed. On to the SANFL now. The SANFL boys went down by a singular point to Central's 9-6-60 to 9-7-61. Billy Dowling had another 34 touches, 2 snags, 7 clearances. 7 tackles, 8 clearances, and 11 inside 50s. So he is just hammering the door down for his opportunity. I'd hope he comes in this week. He's been in very, very good form, but see how we go. Chase Jones, we touched on earlier, 16 touches, 1 goal, 5 clearances, and congratulations to Kieran Strawn, who was the first SANFL Crow to reach 100 games. I didn't get to watch a single second of this, to be perfectly honest with you. I was out and about, but a pretty grim result there, going down to Centrals by a point.
Yeah, not ideal. Not ideal. I only got to watch the last quarter. The ending was incredibly frustrating for anyone that watched it. But, it's a SANFL. Well, they never want us to win a flag anyway. We're never going to get there because they got to keep us in the league because, there's no AFL and SANFL, etc. But
If the Crows go far in the AFL finals, they can actually put in a very good team for the SANFL finals, because I think, unless the rule has changed, like as a South fan, I watched the Crows reserves destroy us with pretty much a full strength team, and that was because they were allowed to field a certain amount of players because the Crows were still in the AFL finals. They beat the Kangaroos the night before.
Yeah, was that 2015, mate?
2016, 2014, same kind of thing happened. Port beat Fremantle the night before, and then they were able to field the best team against us in the prelim.
Yeah. Like, realistically, it's Sturt's leagues to lose, but we've just thought that before. So
it's going to be a few head losses if Sturt don't win it this year.
oh mate, I guarantee you, we're gonna be playing the Bays and they're gonna beat us, and a certain certain member of the chat is gonna be.
Paul McKenzie will get thrown through the glass of the body line bar.
I was trying not to name him, but we've
a certain hard-rated enthusiast.
Yeah, well said.
He's got to storm the fence and say a few redacted comments.
A few slurs at umpires that don't know it exists.
Jesus.
Unfortunately.
All right, let's move on now. Let's keep talking about the Crows SANFL side.
Yeah, facts. So, yeah, no, I didn't get to see much of it at all, really. But I think that was the last minor round game, wasn't it? So they've sewn up third spot. They finished third.
No, it was a game. No, next week, Benny. Next
week.
Well, either way, they're 2 games in front of Central, so they've probably signed up at least third. Can't finish any lower than third, so we'll see how we go. But I don't know. We've got game behind the Bays. Obviously, no one's catching Sturt at the top there, so really Glenelg the only team we can jump above. But that would obviously depend on them losing as well. So we'll see how we go into finals. I'm excited. When the Crows are up and about in the AFL and they're sort of up and about in the SANFL as well, it's very exciting times, and you can sort of keep an eye on those blokes in the twos. Billy Dowling keeps playing like this, then he'd be stiff to miss out on the spot. But
I don't know who gets dropped though.
That's the thing, yeah.
He doesn't run 2 ways. He's just a bit lazy. He goes forward with it and then just stops. He's just the epitome of a North Melbourne footballer. So you might see him there next year.
Relax.
Colby Dowling, hey?
Oh my god.
Nah.
The only player maybe is Berry, but I think he's got way too many credits in the bank to.
We cannot be fucking talking like that. Give it a rest.
Mate, it's a hypothetical. Can you just park it? Jesus. Fucking angry pod today.
Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I'm fucking. I've got it's proper Crows pod, not proper EPL fantasy pod. But let's keep moving.
I'm just trying to throw some hypotheticals around, mate. Billy Dowling has been on fire the past few weeks. Few box score watchers, by the way, have gone very quiet on a certain number 11, Charlie Edwards.
I can't really make a comment about Billy Dowling. I was too busy at the Prospect RSL yesterday singing $5 tinnies. So
I was about to say, you didn't even watch it, and you told him about one-way runner.
Well, I've watched probably 11 of his games, and I haven't noticed too much of his defensive assets. So, as I said, it would fit perfect out at North Melbourne with the Dane Dersmans and the Will Phillips of the world.
Yeah, but we kind of need a clearance midfielder that runs forward. That's why I'm...
Nazaya Wanganeen Miller. Ring a
Oh,
bell?
is he already in Crows colours, mate? Sorry, didn't realise we traded for him in the last
next
20
season.
minutes.
You're being a bitch.
Mate, I'm just saying, bro. I'm talking about round 24, North Melbourne. Give Billy some exposure.
No,
Mate, why? Realistically, the worst case scenario is he
because Shrimp
plays.
said so. That's
Oh,
why.
okay. Oh, does someone need a ambulance? Are you tired?
Yeah,
Oh, I
dog.
need to go sleepy times. You're a peanut.
Bitch.
Sick of you.
Bitch.
Well,
No further comment.
You got to move on.
yeah, so, speaking of next week, and we won't rehash that conversation again, we take on the Rouge Saturday afternoon in a clash that will determine top spot, really. See if we finish first or second. First of all, first cab off the rank, any changes to the side?
Well, see, I think Billy
I
Dowling
think Billy
should come
Dowling
in.
comes in.
But like deadly serious though. Like jokes aside, I love Billy Dowling, but I don't think there'll be any changes. I don't know who comes out.
Land
Like-
will come in, surely.
Yeah, that's the only one. I think Smith will get. It's not going to surprise me if Grubb gets dropped. Smith goes to sub and Laird plays.
Yeah.
But that's the only change I can see happening. Like the squad's pretty settled. Sid's going to play out the year in the SANFL. He's not even a consideration, unfortunately, I don't think.
Actually.
Like, Nank's not going to play.
It's really funny you mentioned that. I was watching an interview with Sid, with Sid before the game last night, and sorry, Matt, this is going to hurt your feelings potentially. They were talking about the SANFL and how he's going, and he goes, "Oh yeah, it's nice to actually be preparing to play in finals this year." I think it was like the pre-game announcement. Or yeah, they were talking to him at some stage last night, but yeah, he dropped that one.
Minerals landed.
Yeah, no comment from me. South Adelaide have been a basket case for a very long time, and more so the last 4 years. And yes, love him back at the South, but yeah, but bigger things for him to head. So
Yeah, I will say one thing about South Adelaide. They do have quite a big achievement next to the name. South Adelaide's mascot, the Panther, is actually Zay Burnell's favourite mascot in the SANFL. So that's a really big mantle to hold.
we've stooped to a real low mentioning him. So I think yeah.
Yeah, best
Next.
to swiftly move on.
Yeah.
100%. I think the only other player who could be in any sort of not danger, but Zach Taylor was very quiet before he got subbed out, and obviously I've shared my thoughts on Murph. He was there to play a role, so potentially him as well. 1 metres gained, 1 tackle, 1 mark, not much else. So yeah, we'll see how we go. I mean, those two are probably the two that are on the edge if we do want to try one of these kids and just give them a game. But
Zach Taylor's safe, I reckon, but
yeah,
the only thing with Murph is he doesn't have he has no one to play a role on. It's North Melbourne. What are they going to do? Send him to Paul Curtis? Or like,
Respect Paul Curtis.
there's no,
Paul
they don't
Curtis.
have, maybe Sheasel, like,
yeah,
he's not a tagger, like, he's going to have to play on a defender, like, they're not going to send him to
Sheasel
someone like
rings around
Curtis.
Yeah.
Just go out, knock him out, sub him out.
Well, I don't think he can run with Sheasel.
Nah,
I'll pay the
he's running
fine.
rings around him.
I don't think he can, like, Colby maybe, but I don't think Colby's worthy of it, like, changing the entire structure to tag, but, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I don't think he should play, but it's not going to shock me if it's, like we said at the start, farewell tour, guard of honour at Marvel Stadium.
Yep. Is one of our mates going to put some money on him to kick a anytime goal again, or?
I think he's wasted $5,000 now on Murphy anytime goal.
Yeah.
I think he's had $2,000 in him twice, and he had $1,000 on him last night.
Insane.
I don't think Murphy's kicked a goal since the Collingwood game at the G over a year ago. I could be wrong though.
I don't think he's kicked a goal this year.
He hasn't kicked a goal this year. No.
5 matches in 2025, averaging 0 goals. Career averaging 0.6 goals.
That is so grim, dude.
He kicked 7 goals last year. Hasn't done a great deal in the last couple, old Murph.
He's only ever averaged a goal a game once, and it was in 2018, when he had a very well-functioning forward line.
That's insane.
Mm.
God damn it, man. It's a
Anyway.
cold world.
Yeah, very much so. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone else comes out. Like you said, maybe... Does Laird come back in for Smith? Maybe? I don't know. It's an interesting one. We'll have to see. But I suppose we've probably answered that question there. If we don't rest players, I think there's still something to play for in terms of top spot. So you don't rest your players. You don't flirt with that sort of form, I don't think. And especially with the pre-finals bye as well. Keep the blokes just rolling. Just keep winning and doing what we do. We'll go into predictions now. So who wins and how much, Dill?
Crows by 135. Fuck North Melbourne.
Well said. Strongly agree. Matt, how about you?
I'll go Crows by 46 points.
Don't mind that. And Dom, yourself?
I'll split the middle and go Crows by 80.
Yeah. Nah, I was going to say Crows by 60, so that works actually very well. We've just built up the margin every so often as well. So other than that, anything anyone else wants to talk about before we head off?
Yes, I'll touch on this. The last time the Crows clinched the McClellan Trophy by winning a game was exactly 20 years ago. We beat West Coast at Subiaco Oval in a first versus second game. 20 years on a Saturday afternoon, we got the chance to do that again. Not against West Coast, obviously, and obviously not against a team anywhere near as good as Hers and Cox and Judd and Ben Cousins, but yeah, it would be great, and it's also the most wins we've achieved in a season before regular season.
Yeah.
That's an insane start considering how highly touted we were in 2017.
Yeah.
That we're gonna...
In 2017, obviously, we won the McClellan, but we had to, I think, rely on Giants losing, and then they did to Geelong, I'm pretty sure, because it wasn't secured.
Yeah.
Like, we played West Coast on that Sunday when West Coast won to play finals, when we had nothing to play for because top spot was already secured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. One more thing before we head off. I did put out a post earlier asking if anyone had any questions to speak about, and I've negated to remember it until now. So, Adam says, has Bond done enough to keep his spot for the finals? The kid hasn't put a foot wrong. And then he also said, I don't think Murphy stays in, nor is he best 22, but did a great job tagging on Dacos. So, interesting point about Bond. I think he's definitely done enough to maintain his spot. But like we were saying earlier, if you're Max and you're Rash and the team sort of fills out again, does he stay in the side?
No.
You don't reckon?
I don't think there's room for... He can't play anywhere on the ground except in the D50, I don't think. And Max takes that role back as soon as he's fit.
Yeah.
I don't know where else he'd play. He's right. He absolutely hasn't done anything wrong. It's not a thing of him being dropped. It's a thing of Max is coming back.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those times where it's gonna say omitted, but it's stiff. But it's the reality of AFL footy, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, exactly right. I tend to agree. I think he's stiff, but yeah, Max is obviously a lot more versatile than Huey, but yeah, has played his role very, very well while Max has been out injured, and very happy with how he's done. So stiff, but it's what it is, really.
Yeah.
Other than that, thank you very much for listening, everyone. Proper Classics up on Thursday morning. We'll be taking a look back at the 2013 Indigenous round win over the Kangaroos. Jared Petrenko kicks a goal last second. We will remember it very well, I'm sure. Our review of the Kangaroos game will be out probably Sunday afternoon, I'd suggest, or Monday night next week at Proper Crows Pod on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you very much for listening. Dill, thanks for jumping on.
No worries, mate. Good to be back. Go the Crows.
Absolutely. Dom, thank you very much, mate.
Always a pleasure, mate. Go Crows.
Definitely so. And Matt, thanks very much for jumping on again, mate.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure being back on here again.
Absolutely. And thanks for listening, everyone, and go Crows.
Go Crows.
Go Crows.
Ring the bell! Ring the bell! The bell in the city of Kansas! Stand up like Matthew Nicks and rule like you never have before!
Jarman again, round the body.